Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. A little bit, let's see how we go with it. Sorry, my hand's shaking. I've only had one caffeinated drink this morning. I think it was a cappuccino. Yeah, it was a cappuccino. Takeaway, sign of the times. COVID times. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here a pair of boardies. We're interested in the back of it, so I'll just turn it over. This is the back of these board shorts, and we're interested in this lovely hibiscus, which is indeed a Hawaiian themed motif. I'm just going to put it on the glass. Sorry about the bad camera work. You can just see it there. I'm just going to try and maneuver it onto the glass nice and flat. Sorry you can't see behind it all, folks. So I'm going to try and flatten it out and try and make a guesstimate as to where it's going to sit, if it's sitting in the right place. We'll soon find out. Yeah, that looks a bit low down. We need to push it up. But yeah, it's really a bad time in history we're living in, where we can't take, I guess you could say, Hawaiian holidays. No, we can't go on holidays, overseas especially, or even interstate, or even more than 10 kilometres from where we live, because COVID-19 restrictions dictate, but we have to, because we are in a bit of a situation where the virus is spreading uncontrolled, and if it was kept unchecked, we'd be in a lot worse off. The hospitals would be overflowing with patients that could be dying, and we already have a death toll, and we don't need this death toll to rise. Now that looks a lot better. I do think we can make this maybe a bit smaller, but that looks really quite a nice framing. I just want the top of that hibiscus to show through. But yeah, it's really difficult dealing with this lockdown. It's not exactly freedom, but I know we have to do it, folks. I just encourage you to just hang in there and just follow the rules and directives, however fucking boring that they are. I can't even marry my partner Luigi. Even if we get together, we can't get together, I don't think. The rules are really complicated and it's hard to remember them all. They do change from time to time when things get worse or things get better. Well, let's hope things get better faster than what they have been. It would be nice. Now that looks really quite nice. I like that little bit there, but I do think I want this to show. But basically it really gets lonely without my partner Luigi, and I'm trying hard to hang in there, folks. Even though I'm really living apart from him, and we can't get together and marry and put our past behind us, because I did some stupid things when I was young and I never got to enjoy the love of the beauty of marriage in my youth. I could have married in my early 20s or my very late teens, but I never got there. Now that looks ugly. I should think maybe we can move it across. But basically it really hurts to be away from him. I really miss my partner and I really need to find him, and it's really been a long haul of you could call it an odyssey. I've been working social media now for more than 9 years, 9.5 years perhaps, and it's been just over 10 years since I fell in love with him. So how I remember the date pretty much when it was, when I loved him, when I started to fall for him, and that looks really quite nice. Wonder if maybe we could enlarge it more or leave it like that, or maybe move it across. But I really miss my partner, and it really hurts that I can't locate him. I just can't get in touch, and I now am stuck with this lockdown effectively barring us from even getting together, assuming we're outside the radius of 10 kilometres from where I live or where he lives. And this looks shit house, so I moved it over too far. I got to move it back. But basically it really hurts to be away from this person as long as I have been, and it really cuts me that I can't get in touch with him. Yeah, that looks really quite nice. I do think, we've got a bit of a crease there. Looks a bit dark. Wondering if we're going to move it up a bit, or up I think it is. But I really miss my partner, and it really cuts me that I can't find him. I just can't locate where he is. I just can't find where he is in this situation. I'm going to move it down a bit. But I really miss him, and I have to accept that rules are rules and they have to be followed. We don't want people getting sick and dying, but the only thing we're going to find that's going to ultimately get us out of this pandemic lockdown is the vaccine. We got to get vaccinated as a nation. We got to fucking get vaccinated. And I implore everyone out there to just get vaccinated. Just get on with the job and get vaxxed. Otherwise, we'll never see the end of this illness. We'll never see the end of lockdown. And you don't want to be stuck in lockdown longer than what you want. I actually think we could maybe have some, I don't know, I'm going to do something more creative with this. Maybe stretch it on the horizontal perhaps. But I really miss my partner, and it really hurts that this lockdown is going to contribute to us not finding each other again, that we're going to be locked down. It's just a pain. It's like, where are we going to find each other? How are we going to find each other? That looks really quite interesting. And we got that in the centre of the job, in the centre of the piece. I do wonder, maybe we could stretch it further, maybe make it into an arch. But basically I really get lonely, and I have really, so we have to get vaxxed, you know. I know the AstraZeneca is renowned for its, the blood clot issue that occurs, but apparently according to a television announcement, it's like you're only likely to get a blood clot, that fatal blood clot, 1 in every 2 million people, whereas you're more likely to die if you catch COVID. And COVID is really easy to catch, folks. So make no mistake, you're better off getting vaxxed. You're better off rolling the dice, you could say, with the vaccine than rolling the dice with COVID. COVID's more deadly. You know, the benefits outweigh the negatives when it comes to vaccination. I know there's a lot of people out there who are anti-vax, but, you know, it's not going to bring us back to normal if we're going to keep dodging the vaccine and trying to dodge. You don't like having to wear masks, you don't like lockdowns, you don't like shop closures, you don't like not having a job, an income, and yet you want to play dice. And you're better off getting vaxxed. That's the only way we're going to get our country back on track, is to get vaxxed, folks. You know you can tell I'm a pro-vax, but I have every reason to be, I do believe. I don't want to be stuck in lockdown. I don't want Australia to go through a recession or maybe worse, a depression. I don't want to have to not even be able to go to a restaurant and drink my coffee in a restaurant, which I know is a bit hoity-toity, but it's one of the luxuries I like to afford myself whenever I can. It's to drink coffee, and I like my coffee, and I like to sit down and enjoy the restaurant situation. I'm not really big on takeaway. I have to use takeaway because it's the only way I can have my cappuccino. Let's see how we go with this. So yeah, this looks better than I thought, actually, that I've chosen to stretch the image, distort it stretch it horizontally. So these are our mirrored pieces to join up with our Hawaiian themed piece. But yeah, it'd be nice to go overseas. When I get married to Luigi, when they finally lift the restrictions on marriage, I'd like to go to New York, and maybe even Hawaii would be a great place to go as well. Anyway, that's our Hawaiian themed piece. I think now we can call this demo quits.